Hey guys, it's me, the amazing gamer DJMC here. You guys know me, I'm a Spider-Man fan. Might as well talk about this series. Now, you're probably gonna be surprised saying, holy crap, he has the complete Spider-Man the New Anime series on DVD? Yes, I do, and actually, this is probably my third copy of it, because, funny story, I did have a version of this on VHS at the time, and it only had like a handful of episodes, and the funny thing is, I did get it on DVD first, but the DVDs got too damaged to the point where I couldn't rewatch them anymore. So, years later, I got a newer version back, I like to say 2012, maybe? But, uh, but then the other version got, damaged, so I had to stop at a local Dollar General in my area to pick up a newer version. And I just rewatched this not too long ago, actually. But I wanted to say my opinion on it. Okay, so first things first, I want to get this out of the way. Here's the funny thing. While this is still the only Spider-Man series that is 3D animation, because every other cartoon has been 2D so far. And depends on what you think of Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. It could be 3D or 2D, either or. But here's the thing, though. When I first saw this series, and because I saw how the Spider-Man suit looked in the series, I, for some reason, thought this series was canon to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man universe. Because, well, the suit looks identical. The only difference is that the eyes can, do facial expressions. Now, keep in mind, I was very young when I saw this series, so I just assumed what it was, but after now rewatching it for the longest time, then I realized, well, I kind of maybe noticed this earlier on, but I realized the show was not canon to the Raimi verse. It has the same suit design, but it's probably its own separate universe after the events of the first movie. So therefore, it's in its own universe because, well, for one thing, Harry Osborn having blonde hair, no, he doesn't. So I don't know why they thought of that. Uh, Also, a well-known fact. Apparently, the Ultimate Spider-Man artist, Brian Michael Bendis, this series was supposed to be the first Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon before we got that shitty one who Drake Bell voices Spider-Man and basically made him Deadpool for some reason, which is the dumbest idea ever. But now before you ask, do I know who voices Spider-Man in here? For the longest time, I did not. I didn't know that Neil Patrick Harrison, the guy who plays Barney from How You Met Your Mother, or How I Met Your Mother series, I did not know at the time he voices Spider-Man in here. Because keep in mind, I was very young, I didn't really care. I just saw Spider-Man, let's fucking go. So, yeah. Now, what do I thought of the series? It was very unique, plus it was Spider-Man, and I liked it. I didn't think it'd be, so dark at the time. And honestly, I'm surprised how my mom made me, or not made me, was allowing me to watch this stuff because I didn't realize there was so many dark stuff in here because I didn't know there was like swearing or like how horny the people were in the series or people just getting killed. Also, I might as well point this out. Uh, Surprisingly though, I'm surprised that this show lasted for like one season. Like, I wonder what happened. Did it not do good on sales? But people had made videos of what did they think of the new animated series and stuff like that. No, surprisingly, while it was airing on MTV, which I did not know that was a TV channel at the time because they didn't know what it was about. But the series was doing well. But yeah, now here's the thing that confuses me at the time. We only see like four Spider-Man comic book bad guys. We see Kingpin, which I didn't realize who was voiced by the actor who played him in the live-action Daredevil movie that Ben Affleck starred in. So if you could say basically at the time Sam Raimi and Daredevil could exist in the same universe, well, Spider-Man of that, but then again, Fox had Daredevil at the time, so there's that. But besides that, you have the Lizard being voiced by a singer named Rob Zombie, which I had no idea who that was at the time until I listened to the song Dracula, I think it's called. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But and then of course he was voicing Dr. Kurt Connors, who only made one episode appearance as the Lizard because the Lizard ends up dead. So R.I.P. to Dr. Connors in that universe for trying to regrow his arm. Silver Sable was one of the characters, but keep in mind, my Spider-Man comic book knowledge at the time was what my dad had, so it didn't show Silver Sable, so I had no idea. Plus, I didn't really read on the characters at the time. I just looked at the comic books. I was very young. But and then of course you have Kraven the Hunter. I gotta say though, with his design though, why was it? Wait, four? No, five. Sorry, five Spider-Man comic book villains that did appear in the show. But why did they make Kraven look like wearing leather shit? Like he was wearing like dark clothing. While he did have some jungle theme to it, but it looked like just too much black leather. My honest opinion. And then there is Electro, and based on his design is definitely from the Ultimate Spider-Man creator because in the Ultimate Universe, Electro is for some reason blue. Once I read the original Ultimate Spider-Man comics, once I collect them digitally on Google Play Store, I'll probably see how he end up becoming full blue. But I thought the characters of Peter, MJ, Harry were very interesting and stuff like that, and I was kind of sad at the end for Peter, especially when they bring in a new love interest for him and he gets tricked by, which I have to mention this real quick. I was surprised how come the show put in some original villains in the series, like they couldn't have access to more comic book accurate villains. Either they couldn't at the time, or maybe they didn't bother asking for some reason. But anyway, it's just weird. But yeah, the season finale, I was just surprised. Like Peter gets tricked to hiring the other woman that he cares for, Indy, wherever the hell her last name is. But it's because of that everybody now hates Spider-Man to the point where he gives up being Spider-Man. Like he puts his outfit in a suitcase, puts 3 bricks in there, and then heads to a dock of some kind where there's water, and then he, after monologuing, he just, or inner thought, whichever, but basically he says goodbye to Spider-Man by throwing the suitcase in the river, and before he walks away, he sees his reflection from becoming Peter Parker to Spider-Man. Honestly, I think this show should have at least got a season 2. If this series was connected to the Raimiverse, that would have been awesome. But if they made it more accurate to the Raimiverse, that would have been better. Like, Harry should not have had blonde hair in the entire series. But I still like the show. I'm glad I have it physically. And actually, most recently, I just bought it digitally on YouTube. Weird thing, though. If you buy the series on any streaming platform like Amazon Prime or Apple TV or Peacock, the episodes are out of order for some reason. It's only on the physical copy they are in the correct order. So Disc 1 has the first 8 episodes of Season 1, and then Disc 2 has the 5 remaining episodes, because just like Spider-Man Unlimited, it lasted for 13 episodes in one season. And I might as well mention this real quick. This show and Spider-Man Unlimited, they are the only Spider-Man shows that lasted for one season and ended at 13 episodes on fucking cliffhangers, and I fucking hate that. You know, I'm surprised for Marvel when they do Spider-Verse comic book events, they haven't think about, oh wait, maybe we should show love to Spider-Man the new animated series by introducing that, hey, he's back. back being Spider-Man or something, like, that Earth does exist somewhere in the Marvel multiverse somewhere. We just don't know what the Earth number would be, because we know Sam Raimi's Spider-Man universe exists in the Marvel multiverse, so does TASM, so does the MCU. And plus, we've seen Spider-Man Unlimited, Spectacular, and Across the Spider-Verse, so, like, as I do want to see Spider-Man the animated series in there, I would like to see the new anime series makes an appearance and maybe beyond. If not, maybe somewhere in the next Spider-Verse comic book event, that would be nice. But I'll leave it to Marvel because right now I'm still enjoying their new Ultimate Spider-Man series, which is a lot better than the main 616 universe, let's all be honest, because they are doing terrible fucking job. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Now, if you guys remember, I did post a video on I guess what it could have been a fan-made season 2, maybe, because I'm not 100% sure this Marvel Wikipedia is 100% accurate, because can't always believe in Wikipedia. I do want to mention this. Before we got information about Marvel Spider-Man 2, there was during a time for Spider-Man information. I can't think of the YouTuber's name, but some brave YouTuber was actually going to make a animation YouTube series of continuing this Spider-Man show. And the fucking crazy thing is, they do have a fucking trailer, but the sad part is, they couldn't fucking finish it or get to it in time or something because they just decided to drop it. It could be because maybe they did not have enough fucking money, or they couldn't find people to almost sound like the characters. So that upset me. You got me hyped. You have a fucking first teaser trailer for this fan-made season 2, but nope, you decided to fucking cancel. At least show us the first fucking episode, like what you did manage to get done first before just say up canceling it. Now, if you have subscribed to a YouTuber called Lewis Fiction, he has technically made his version of what the second season fan made of season 2 of this series is, and which I have rewatched, and which I will actually be doing reaction videos at some point in the future to do it. Keep in mind, they are just him telling what the story is, and then they're just images switching back and forth. But still, the story of his season 2 is pretty good, and I liked it. And plus, I kind of like his season 2 better than what I found in the Marvel Wikipedia, because if you guys have not watched that video, feel free to check it out. But, the second two of Spider-Man the New Anime Series that you see on the Marvel Wikipedia page that I found a while ago, which, again, you want to look at that video, it's on my channel. Basically, while they were gonna bring back Kraven, but they were gonna put in other villains like Doc Ock, Mysterio, Venom, and the Return of the Green Goblin, with it being Harry. My main problem with the season finale for that second season. Oh, a little quick note. While Peter's suit in this first season looks like the 2002 movie suit, in season 2, his suit would look like how it was in Spider-Man 2. Anyway, at the end of the season 2 finale of what I read, basically Peter has another fight with the Green Goblin, and then basically Peter and Harry are at each other's throat because Harry is trying to kill Peter, and sad part is Harry somewhat succeeds, but Harry doesn't get off scot-free. He probably gets killed at the end of the battle. They both kill each other. And what's even sadder is that the world doesn't know who Spider-Man is. For Peter, they say he died during the attack at ESU. MJ is technically left alone. She loses the man she's in love with and one of her best friends at the exact same time. And what's even sadder, she keeps the Spider-Man costume. She burns most of Peter's suits. She decides to keep the mask. It was probably a nod to, because if you guys remember in the original Ultimate Spider-Man comic book series, Peter does die during his final battle with the Sinister Six in Earth 1610. Now, I said this in that video of me showing off the idea of the episodes of that second season, but again, don't quote me on it. Quote me on it. I don't think they might be true, but it is what we got. But if I saw Spider-Man die at the end of a TV show, I think I would cry. Because, let's be honest, we have seen our heroes overcome stuff, and to see them actually one day dying is scary. But here's the thing, in the comic book world, they don't stay dead forever. They just miraculously come back and stuff. But I'm just saying this. If I saw him die on the television or on the movie screen, I probably would not be happy. I might as well mention this. Like, this is for example. Back in the 80s, like when Transformers Generation 1 was still airing at the time, and when they came to the Transformers the movie, when people who are a big fan of Optimus Prime, when they saw him die, like especially little kids, they were heartbroken. They were crying their hearts out because they got to see basically their father figure childhood hero died at the end of that movie. And that's why during the third and fourth season we have Optimus Prime come back of Generation 1. So I figure I might as well mention that. But actually, you know what? Marvel, if you guys don't want to continue the series in an animation form, that's fine. Well, then again, you have to talk to Sony because technically this show and Spectacular Spider-Man, they are the only two Spider-Man shows made by Sony Entertainment. So there's that. But maybe continue the series maybe on a comic book platform. Now, I will say this though before I end the video. Neil Patrick Harris did reprise his role to voice Spider-Man yet again in a video game, which I do have, and it's Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, in which you guys have seen me play through it. Now, you may be asking, what Spider-Man does he voice? Spider-Man 2099 was voiced by the 80s Spider-Man voice actor, basically Spider-Man and his Amazing Friends, which I did not realize, the Amazing Friends Spider-Man voice actor was actually Transformers Generation 1 Bumblebee. I did not know that. Because there were two Spider-Man cartoons in the 80s, and apparently they had two different voice actors. But, Ultimate Spider-Man in that game was voiced by Josh Keaton, aka Spectacular. And Noir was voiced by everyone's favorite Spider-Man from the 90s era, Christian Daniel Barnes. So, Spider-Man the Animated Series, Spectacular Spider-Man in 80s got to reprise being a Spider-Man for different characters in a video game. Neil Patrick Harris voiced the Amazing variant of Spider-Man in the game. So basically, he's classic Spider-Man with the white and blue suit, while Josh Keaton voices the savage black suit Spider-Man, which is funny. But, yeah, let me know what you guys think of Spider-Man the new anime series, if you did watch it. If not, you can buy the series on YouTube. Just a little reminder though, the episodes are out of order. And actually, hang on a sec. This little thing that comes out of the DVD case, it actually has the episodes in order, so I'm gonna show you them. The episodes on disc 2 are on the back, well, what's left of it. They put some of it on the other page, but you got Heroes and Villains, Royal Scheme, Laws of the Jungle, Sword of Shikara, I think. Keeping Secrets, Tight Squeeze, Heads Over Heels, The Party, which that's the Electro episode. Flash Memory has something to do with Flash Thompson. Spider-Man Disabled. Let's see. When Sparks Fly. Electro makes 2 appearances in this season. Let's see. And then you have Mind Games, which is the season finale show, episodes part 1 and 2. Actually, hang on a second. Yeah. So watch the episodes in order. You have to watch Heroes and Villains first. Royal Scheme, that's the Kingpin episode. Law of the Jungle, that is Dr. Connors. Basically, Spider-Man fights a ninja with a sword episode. Keeping Secrets. Oh yeah, I should mention the Black Cat knockoff character that they show in the show. They couldn't even use her because apparently Black Cat was supposed to be in the Spider-Man 2 movie, but she got scrapped in the movie. That's why we have her in the video game. A little nod to the Raimi films. Let's see. Tight Squeeze, that's where we meet Peter's new love interest, Indy, and then Head Over Heels, basically a golf girl who's a big Spider-Man fan, but goes a little crazy. Like I said, the party is the first Electro episode. Flash Memory has something to do with Flash Thompson, Peter's old high school bully. Spider-Man Disabled, that's the Silver Sable episode. When Sparks Fly, the second Electro episode. And then Mind Games Part 1 brings back some Russian free man squad from Tight Squeeze in Part 1. Part 2. You see Craven in Part 1, Part 2, and also Sable makes a return appearance in Part 1. But yeah. So watch these episodes in order. I hope that helps you if you guys own this series digitally or physical. Well, if you own it physically, you won't have to worry. But digitally, yeah, this is how you should watch them in order. But I still like Spider-Man the new anime series. I wish it got a second season. But yeah, let me know what you guys think.